here.
So the excitement level goes up quite a bit when other dogs are present, and that's the case for most dogs, especially if they're really energetic and they like to play with other dogs. A lot of times you'll see dogs pulling way worse than what Enzo is, where they're digging in and they're pulling forward, and body language like that is very offensive to another dog. So oftentimes you'll see as dogs are digging in, they're pulling, they might be barking or making noises, they really want to go and see that other dog. But because their body language is all forward, they're conveying to the other dog that they look aggressive or dominant, and oftentimes you'll get dog fights that happen. Or if the dog's pulling, finally gets that other dog, another dog that doesn't have a lot of confidence could be quite worried about that dog approaching them like that, and that's where you'll see fights that ensue. Also, off leash, a lot of times dogs come running towards other dogs, coming running straight up, and another dog, a lot of dogs won't tolerate that, and what they'll do is they'll start a fight and go from there. And a lot of people think that it was the other dog that started the fight, the one that started biting or nipping, but typically it's always the dog that comes running up inappropriately towards that dog that starts those fights. And it's best if you teach your dog how to properly greet other dogs and at least have some self-control when it comes to greeting other dogs. Loose leash walking is a very excellent way to teach your dog how to greet other dogs on leash. If your dog will walk nice and calmly up to or past another dog, then they're starting to get the idea that, okay, we don't have to run up to every dog we see, we can approach them calmly, and you're going to have a lot less dog fights that way. Oftentimes you'll get dogs that are fairly timid, and if another dog comes running up, what'll happen is they'll stay scared and back. Sometimes those dogs come running up, they'll fight the dog, they'll bite the dog, you'll get into scraps, and very often I hear people say that my dog was very nice and easygoing, and then after a fight became more timid, and then after it realized that being timid didn't keep the other dogs away, dogs would still come running up and fight with the dog. Then they learn that they have to use aggression to control other cases. Sometimes they'll stay reserved and they'll stay back. If a dog comes back, they'll use aggression to get that dog away. Other times they'll go out and chase after other dogs to get rid of them and get them out of the situation, and that's the way they learn to control other dogs fighting them or causing problems. And all this has usually happened at the dog park. Lots of bad cases happen from dogs starting aggression at the dog park. If you're going to go to the dog park to exercise your dog, I recommend going at low volume times where there's hardly any other dogs there. You're definitely going to want to have excellent recall, if not using a long line, and you should be working on loose leash walking to teach your dog how to calmly approach other dogs.